acres of land. Few weeks to harvest, the birds will come and eat up everything within 4 days. That was why I also stopped cultivating ofada rice.
Bird problem is too much. That is the major threat to ofada rice cultivation. Only God would help us.
Before, where they are doing like 25 acres, 30 acres land or like that, where they will use planted this. But now, nobody is doing it again.
Curiously, we looked in some shops, bukas, and even this marketplace, and we're surprised to note that the popular rice that derived its name from its community of origin was nowhere to be found. We were graciously directed to a market in another community where we found the ofada rice being sold in small quantities. These women say they have been traders of ofada rice for up to 8 years.
We bought these ones from Abeokuta, Ibadan, and few farmers from Ofada. Ofada is now a town. The people no longer see the need for farming as before.
We couldn't help but wonder why the rice is still called ofada rice when it is purchased for sale from other states.
It is still called ofada rice because it originated from Ofada village.
No doubt, ofada rice is popular amongst Nigerians and can be said to be a delicacy, given the importance attached to it, especially at parties. But a downside to the rice is its unattractive smell, which most people find offensive.
It all depends on where and how many days the rice was soaked and where it was sun-dried.
All too soon, our visit to Ofada town, the original land where the popular ofada rice is cultivated, is over. Sadly, we left without even a grain of ofada rice because of all the reasons in this report. The rice is scarce as the ofada community no longer cultivates.
Annie thought she would return with ofada rice for everyone. No luck. It must make the ofada people sad having to buy ofada rice from neighboring towns. It is what it is, I guess. Still talking about rice farming, this time in a community in Niger State. This actually is the inspiring story of a young man who through rice cultivation has done well for himself. His will inspire not only young unemployed Nigerians, but all and sundry. There is indeed wealth creation in agriculture. Let's hear the story as narrated by Mohammed Doma.
Majigari is a village about 10 kilometers from Bidda town, off Bidda-Age Highway in Niger State. The inhabitants of the village are predominantly smallholder farmers who cultivate a lot of rice. Among the youths in the community, a 22-year-old Gimba Usman, who has embraced rice farming and has been smiling to the bank in the last 10 years after every harvest. From the money he has been making, Gimba, a national diploma holder in public administration, has built his 4-bedroom flat with boys' quarters and a borehole at the cost of 5.7 million naira. Gimba, popularly called Smart Farmer among his contemporaries, has also from the proceeds of his rice farm bought a Mazda car and a pickup van. Worthy of mention is the fact that while other youths are running away from getting married, the Smart Farmer has 2 wives and with 2 children.
I achieved it on rice production because we start this rice from 2013 to 2014. I am selling some part, I keep some part for the seedling. When I sell some part, I keep money in the account. From 2013 to 2015, I start build my house.
The time, World Bank, federal government, state government, through State Furthermore Coordination Office, MENA.
The success story of this young farmer is, however, not without challenges.
Like now, we have floods. One. Secondly, financial. Thirdly, marketing. Fourthly, breakdown irrigation scheme.
Despite these challenges, Gimba says he has no regret going into farming and has this piece of advice for youths, especially graduates.
As a graduate, we should move from our follow us to enter the farm. We do not give up.
He is standing out among the youth who are fighting to be on their own. He even stated categorically that he don't want government work because what he's earning from agriculture is enough for him. I want other youths to emulate him.
With more support and encouragement to farmers by government at all levels, more smart farmers will emerge not only in Majigari village, but other parts of the state and the country in general. It will also make more youths to take up farming as a profession, thereby reducing the number of unemployed persons, as well as growing more rice that will make the country self-sufficient in rice.
That feature is a challenge to all young people out there. Time to stop job hunting and become an employer. Next up, it's still our Independence Month, and we are not quite done with celebrating our heroes past and showcasing some of our colonial heritage. In this report from Kaduna, Ahmed Umaru takes us down memory lane to the life and times of the Premier of the then Northern Nigeria, Sir Ahmadu Bello, one of Nigeria's founding fathers.
I think all the leaders at once see that the unity of the country is maintained.
That was Sir Ahmadu Bello Sardauna of Sokoto speaking on national unity, an issue that is still relevant in present-day Nigeria. Some of his legacies focus on modernization of the region through provision of education at all levels. For the record, it was the Sardauna who established Kaduna Polytechnic in 1956 and Ahmadu Bello University in 1962 to cater for the educational needs of the region, among others.
He worked with a team that made up of people that were selfless, were patriotic, and were after leaving a legacy.
And I remember very well he was saying, little did he know that when he started his journey from his village in Sokoto, Raba, to Katsina College, little did he know that he will one day become Chancellor of the university in northern Nigeria.
On the economy front, the Premier initiated the Northern Nigeria Development Corporation that later became New Nigeria Development Company, Kaduna Textiles, among others, with a view to boosting the economy as well as generating employment for poverty reduction.
And because the North was the major cotton producer in West Africa, Sardauna considered that with this comparative advantage and to modernize the North, there was the need to establish industry with its all the value chains.
The modernization policy of late Ahmadu Bello had assisted in making Northerners visible in public service at regional, federal, and global establishments. Northern Nigeria Broadcasting Corporation, that later became Radio Nigeria, and New Nigeria newspapers all came on board during the late Premier, primarily to promote and project the image of the North and Nigeria as a whole. What lessons are there for the present crop of Nigerians to emulate from the lifestyle of the late Premier?
He didn't steal, and he didn't allow anybody to steal. And those who stole all the same, he made sure that they were investigated and punished accordingly.
With these legacies, among others, the image of Sardauna will continue to linger in the minds of present-day generation for years to come.
Elsewhere, precisely overseas, it was indeed a day of honor for Nigeria when her national flag was hoisted at the Westminster Abbey in London in celebration of the country's 56th independence anniversary. Nigerians in the UK who prayed for the country say there are reasons to celebrate despite the economic downturn. Bilkisu Abdurazak Odoye reports on this and the celebration by Nigerians in the UK.
The dinner provided an opportunity for Nigerians in the UK to continue to demonstrate support towards the federal government's efforts at repositioning the country. They said though the country is currently experiencing some challenges, the future is bright with the support of all.
Without peace, we cannot even have the development. investment we're talking about. If foreign investors, they are not convinced that there is peace and the environment they are going is suitable for investment, they will not come in. So we need to set our house in order.
And I believe the current administration is doing everything possible to lay that good foundation, to fight corruption and to make sure everything is in order.
And they're hoping those who are in government are beginning to do the right thing for the Nigerian citizen, what we call and what we classify as good governance. So I think with all this thing being put together, Nigeria will definitely bounce back.
And let's work together to build Nigeria into a great nation.
One of the speakers, Member of Parliament and Chair, All-Party Group for Nigeria, Kate Osamo, urged Nigerians to be positive towards the change agenda.
We all know at this point in time, Nigeria is going through a very, very difficult period. And what I ask of all of you in this room is to be part of the change, to ensure that the diaspora is part of the economy building itself up.
The private dinner, attended by British Nigerian politicians and cream of the Nigerian community, the families and friends at Churchill Room in the House of Commons, also featured musical performance by Chineke Orchestra, world's first professional orchestra of black and minority ethnic classical musicians.
If you live in Lagos, you may be familiar with the attitude of some market women who take delight in raining abuses on customers for reasons we will disclose after this timeout. Stay on the line.
10 years ago, Globe predicted that the future lay in data. They laid a dedicated fiber optic ring around the country, seamlessly connecting to cities, suburbs, and towns. They created innovative, flexible, and highly affordable data plans. Then, Glo launched 4G LTE, data so clear and so fast that it will transform the way Nigerians communicate, work, learn, and play. They can listen to millions of music tracks, enjoy thousands of movies, play online video games, and even watch live TV. Their homes have become smart homes. This is the new speed of life.